Know the city of New York. New York City comprises 5 boroughs sitting where the Hudson River meets the Atlantic Ocean. At its core is Manhattan, a densely populated borough that's among the world's major commercial, financial and cultural centers. Its iconic sites include skyscrapers such as the Empire State Building and sprawling Central Park. Broadway Theater is staged in neon-lit Times Square. A little over 8 million people live in New York City. That means 1 in every 38 people in the United States call the city home. France gifted the Statue of Liberty to the United States in 1886 for its centennial celebration. The statue was shipped as 350 pieces in 214 crates and took 4 months to assemble at its current home on Ellis Island. Times Square is named after the New York Times. It was originally called Longacre Square until the Times moved there in 1904. New York City became the first capital of the United States in 1789. More Chinese people live in New York City than any other city outside of Asia. The borough of Brooklyn alone would be the 4th largest city in the United States. Queens would also rank 4th nationally. Central Park. Easily the world's most famous park, New York City's Central Park spans over 800 acres, is skirted by skyscrapers on all sides, and is a top spot to spend an afternoon no matter the season. Yep, even in winter, this natural oasis is stunning. Brooklyn Bridge. Synonymous with the city, the Brooklyn Bridge has long been one of the best places to visit in New York City, especially when it comes to snapping a jealousy-evoking photo or two. The first suspension bridge built across the East River connects Lower Manhattan with Brooklyn over a span of nearly 1,600 feet. It was constructed in 1883 and has been a popular tourist attraction and means of transportation ever since. Statue of Liberty. Emblematic not only of America but of the journey millions of immigrants made to the United States in search of a better life, the Statue of Liberty is one of New York's most recognizable landmarks. Gifted to America by France in 1886, this colossal copper statue stands at over 300 feet tall and has long been associated with freedom and democracy, and stands as a welcoming, educational, and beautiful sight to newcomers to the city. Rockefeller Center. Never mind the hordes of tourists, Rockefeller Center is an awe-inspiring New York City landmark that should not be missed. Home to Radio City Music Hall, the GE Building, where you'll find sublime observation deck views from top of the Rock, art galleries, high-end shopping in the underground concourse, and some of the most delicious restaurants in town. Don't miss the cheesecake at Magnolia Bakery. This Midtown complex is a feast for the eyes as well as the stomach. Chinatown, where drool-worthy restaurants, Eastern museums, and specialty shops all converge. Chinatown is a vibrant neighborhood that attracts locals looking for a hearty meal, and visitors looking for a unique slice of international culture. Times Square. Dubbed the intersection of the universe, and, as anyone who's ever visited will tell you, it's a pretty accurate moniker. Times Square is one of the most famous and frenetic places on Earth. From the giant billboards to the costumed characters, there's no mistaking you're in the heart of NYC. Empire State Building. At the time of its construction, the Empire State Building was the tallest in the world. It held that title for nearly 40 years. And even today, at a mere 102 stories and 1,454 feet high, it's still up there with America's most iconic structures and remains one of the best places to visit in New York City for romantics, architecture buffs, and history aficionados alike. World Trade Center. Infamous for being the site of the worst terrorist attack on American soil, the World Trade Center has been rebuilt and revolutionized over the decades since, now home to a stunning complex of buildings that commemorate those who lost their lives on September 11, 2001. Roosevelt Island. Steeped in controversial history, Roosevelt Island is a narrow strip of land in the East River that's connected to Manhattan by way of two bridges. Fifth Avenue. A high-end shopper's paradise, full of flagship stores and luxury brands. Fifth Avenue is the place to go if you're looking to splash out on some serious retail. Therapy. Brooklyn Bridge Park. Created in the early 2010s on 85 acres of then neglected waterfront, Brooklyn Bridge Park is a modern treasure, welcoming thousands of locals and tourists alike daily in search of peace, quiet, and spectacular riverside views.